What's up, guys? We're back again with another session of Vigo's Court. I'm your judge, Judge Vader, and I'm joined today by Counselor D. Back again, second match of the day.
I am stoked to be back. It is awesome. I'm excited for this game. And, I mean, you have a little bit of extra investment in this one, don't you?
I do a little bit. You could say that. I could definitely understand how you would say that. Definitely, I am a captain of We Overslept and kind of more in a coaching role. I'm not even on the roster. Like, I know with my commentating schedule and everything else, I don't really have time to play in the games anymore. So for sure, I've kind of stepped more into a coaching role. So I'll be really happy to see how this turns out, and hopefully ends with We Overslept's first win. We almost had the upset win last week versus Arctic Wolves, but just couldn't pull it off.
Hey, you know, Arctic Wolves, a very solid team. You know, they play against, you know, some really, really good teams. So the fact that you were right there with them, I mean, that says a lot about how your team is done. So good job as far as the coach side of things, right? So that's a proud moment for sure. But let's see, today, I don't know a whole lot about, you know, who they're facing. So tell me about it.
Oh man, yeah, Wrecking Crew actually performed really well versus Corrupt. Corrupt is a team made up of a lot of Runaways people, but then also some newer faces as well. So it's a combination of a couple teams, right? So Corrupt has performed very well. They didn't have a very good Survivor showing though, which, coming from having a lot of the Runaways players, you would have actually expected them to do very well on Survivor, but the killers from Wrecking Crew were able to kind of put them on notice that they were not unbeatable. And then the survivors of Wrecking Crew were actually pretty good as well. So this is going to be a tough matchup for We Overslept.
Oh, like we said earlier, you know, in the earlier broadcast, that it all comes down to that chemistry, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can have the best players in the world, but if you don't have chemistry amongst them and the right call outs and the right this or the right that, like, it really can equal not a great performance. So maybe it was just a case of, you know, good players, just not enough chemistry yet. So I know We Overslept has been around for a while. I mean, I remember them. I mean, I've literally have seen them for quite a bit. So I know that there's a lot of camaraderie, if one would.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
It's kinship now, actually.
Still applies. Point being, good. You know, I assume the chemistry is great with We Overslept, so hopefully we can see, you know, the same.
Yeah, and you'll notice a lot of new faces kind of on We Overslept if you have been following the team for a while. For sure, if you followed We Overslept, there has been a good amount of turnover on the team, you could say, right? Like, of like just players here and then moves on, and then more players are here. We do have G-Man back with We Overslept, of course, and has been with We Overslept for a while here. So for a lot of the people that have been following the team, like since Vigo season 0, you'll see maybe some familiar faces, but it's a lot of new, honestly. And even right now, we've got four or five people that I think started only like a month ago, month or 2 months ago. So I mean, the team's been going through some transition.
I get that. I mean, me being a part of a team as well, transition is just kind of a common occurrence at the, you know, in comp. So again, I think it's going to come down to which team has played the most together and which understand how each other play. And you said that Wrecking Crew played well, so I would assume that when you say that they're going to give you a run, I agree. So what are we expecting? I mean, which map are we going to today?
So today we're going to be going to Fractured Cowshed, and for sure talking about like how they were how Wrecking Crew's been performing well. They had revealed in the interview last week that they were 4 friends that played in pubs, and or maybe more friends. Like, they were all friends who played in pubs and decided, you know, why don't we make a team together? So of course they have the camaraderie, right? Like they're over there, already have the chemistry, been playing together, been making sure they have like their goofy plays outside. All they had to do was get used to playing the rule set at that point. You already kind of know how everybody's gonna play. You know who the looper is. You know exactly how they're gonna utilize some tiles. So easy to plan around, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's one thing that I think benefits teams if they've played a lot together before they become a team, because then at the end of the day, it's another game, right? Like we've all played in pubs where it's a sweaty game, or it's almost like a comp match, right? So anytime like it's another pub match, and you just kind of play it as such. And so right now, it's just getting used to that rule set, like you said. So Wrecking Crew should have that chemistry to make it happen if they were just a bunch of friends, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see. I really am, because I haven't seen them play before. And I really am looking forward to a great game between the two.
Yep, and to go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the map, of course, let's go ahead and check out Fractured Cowshed. I know a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with it, and it looks like it's showing the previous one, actually, even though that we are on Fractured Cowshed. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us back here to our screen here. It is a pretty average sized map, though. It is not too large, not too small. Has good hook numbers as well. A little bit more survivor sided just because of some of the tiles that you can see within it, though. So should be interesting to see.
The thing about Fractured is that it's not necessarily how big the map is. It's a couple things. It's kind of like Ormond. Ormond isn't necessarily a huge map, but the way the gens are spread on that map is what makes it tough. So as much as you see, Fractured having that same thing, the gen spread is so spread out, right? That it makes it tough. And then when you look at how the loops, or like the filler pallets connect to another loop or a jungle gem from the main building, you've got so much around the outside of that map, which is typical for most, corn maps. It's a never-ending loop, it feels like, if you have a good runner. So Fractured, definitely a survivor-sided map. But that just means that killers are going to come ready to play. They know.
That's true, and we'll see how this survivor group goes ahead and handles that for sure. I'll definitely say, having watched our survivors, I'm definitely proud of the strides they have made together to go ahead and play more cohesively as a unit, and we'll see how they can hang with Wrecking Crew, especially in this first match. I know our survivors feel like they are the stronger portion of our team, so it'll be interesting to see that confidence kind of between them.
Well, I mean, one thing I've noticed with comp, right? If your survivor team can allow very little hooks, it doesn't matter how good your killer is, right? As long as they can get one person, camp it out, move on to the next, get a few hooks in between here and there, it's not the survivors are going to carry it. So if you've got a very solid group of survivors, it doesn't matter how good your killer is, whether they're strong or not. They just need to be good enough. But not knowing anything really about Wrecking Crew, what type of killer you think they're going to bring for Fractured? Because, I mean, there's a lot of options, but how many options are really going to be something that's going to, equal a win for the killer?
Yeah, I think if they've done their homework for sure, I think they would probably bring some of their off-meta projectile users for sure. So I would think maybe a Huntress, maybe a Plague. We saw Plague on this map before do very well. So I would think somewhere along those lines. But then I also have to think about how some of those filler pallets end up being trouble for killers, right? The survivors can really utilize those. So maybe you want to bring somebody that can shred through pallets. So maybe we see a Bubba. Maybe we see a demo.
I like the Bubba or the demo pick. That's not bad. I think maybe a demo, just because you can kind of get around where those gems are a lot easier, while still being able to shred through pallets. Bubba's not a bad option. Bring a Bamboozle with that Bubba and just kind of let him do his thing, right? With some chili, right? Everybody loves a little chili.
Also a nemesis.
And that's what's crazy is, Nemesis is kind of creeping his way into being able to control maps, especially the
Mhm.
kind of oddly spread out ones. Those zombies behavior needs to stop feeding them whatever it is they're feeding them because they cause too much havoc.
It depends. Sometimes you get a really good Frank and Deborah spawn. Other times they like eating trees, and it's like, oh, you're a zombie. Aren't you supposed to be looking for brains? Like, what is
I mean, if
this?
if I'm Nemi and I see a zombie kind of doing his thing, I go over and just put him down real quick and then keep going because they'll respawn and reset. So, I mean, if you're paying attention to that, because I mean, I know those zombies are free info.
At the
Why
same
not?
time, though, like we have seen, like we've seen, we saw Osu try to bring Nemi before, and he got rid of Deborah like 2 or 3 times, and every time she went back to the same stump, it's like, what's wrong with you, Deborah? Are you vegan?
Who knows? I'm sure if she was vegan, she would have told you. It's fine.
You're
But
right.
either way, that being said, I definitely think you call it Deborah though. I see Carl is who I call the zombies. I got Carl, so
Carl
maybe
for
I need to
all of
get
them, though. Like
not
because
Carl
you
for all of them.
see, I,
Carl,
I,
Carl and Karen is what I call them.
Carl
So
and Karen. Okay, like I I like Frank. Just the zombie, the dude zombie looks like a Frank to me. But then like I like the sound of the name Deborah. So like
bruh.
bruh, yeah, exactly. Like when you get hit, it's like I got hit by Deborah. So maybe. So we will go ahead and hopefully get started here. Looks like the survivors and the survivors and the killer are pretty much readied up here, so we should be getting started here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see how this goes. Like I said, I mean, I want to see a Bubba actually. I mean, with how this is set up, Bubba can kind of saw through everything really quickly. Um, I don't think we'd see a Nemi here. I mean, maybe, but I really don't see that. I'm definitely thinking Bubba.
Okay. I could understand that for sure. I think that we're gonna see a Bubba here. That's gonna be my final answer. I say we see a Bubba right here. All right,
All right.
but while we wait on that, since we've already seen the offerings we need to, let's go ahead and review some killer rules for sure. So, of course, those killers are looking for those hooks. Those hooks are very valuable to our wrecking crew right now. They're going to be trying to put we overslept kind of on the defensive or on the offensive on the killer side. Make sure that we overslept has to score points there. You don't want to give up the early lead when there is a 30-point total that your killer can go ahead and take advantage of, hopefully, in this match.
Yeah, I mean, with that rule set coming out, you definitely want to hope that they come in and you kind of want to rotate hooks. I mean, if you have to camp, I get it, especially if you're playing a bubble like we hope, right? Or that we're calling. The rotation of the hooks definitely can cause an issue, right? As far as how the map, or not the map, but the game progresses. But sometimes it's necessary. So, especially on a map like this, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to go ahead and go into this match, and we actually see a nurse.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, corn blindness is a thing for nurse, but with how big that map is, they feel like they need to come out and make a statement.
Yeah, I thought kind of not what we were expecting, but good pick overall.
Yeah, so we'll see how strong this nurse is as they're traversing, looking for the survivors. Heading into the corrupt to try and find them, as corrupt typically survivors spawn in that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect the survivors to hide out corrupt right here.
Yeah, I would also expect, but it seems 2 of these gens actually have been touched, because I don't know if you heard what I was hearing. It sounded like that piston was kind of doing the little like stutter as if like somebody had touched it but gotten off.
Almost like they were checking for a ruin.
Yeah. And speaking of totems, we see one falling now. Looks like that wasn't the ruin, as that gen is regressing right there. So must have been an undying.
Well, our nurse didn't catch it, but when they were blinking through, somebody had stepped by a dull totem and revealed Undying earlier in the trial.
And for sure, not getting the hit off here either. And we see the other totem falling. This is a lot of early pressure for these survivors.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen in a game is that you have both your totems go in the first, what, minute of the match?
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what happened here. So Nurse is going to have a lot of just shorter chases than even right. Oh, look at the slow blink on her. But she's not going to get the hit off there. G-Bot going ahead and running quite well right now.
I mean, you just heard a gen pop. I mean, that's what you want. You want to chase long enough against the Nurse to be able to get gens popping. So G-Bot, solid chase right there from the start.
For sure. If you have a chase last long enough to where you can finish a whole gen, and I'm sure that gen wasn't really progressing until G-Bot started his chase. So for sure, that's significant.
Well, what that tells me is that you had potentially two people on one gen to just kind of knock it out. But point being, though, still a solid run. Really good double back. Just kind of got caught in a weird spot there at the end there. And a fast unhook. Okay. I figured they would have let sit for a minute while they worked on gens, but immediately unchased again, though, for G-Bot.
Yeah, unfortunate here because for sure, with the amount of time that's passed by, if there was any borrowed time, it's gone by now. Oh, man, and we do see Ty getting hit here as well. So for sure, hope to see these resets, especially from G-Bot here, hopefully.
Yeah, G-Bot, I mean, was back in that corner, so I'm hoping that G-Bot went back towards main for safety purposes, to get away from where the Nurse is at. And it sounds like this gen has got some progress on it too, about what, 25, 30% maybe?
Yeah, I think you're about right with that. And without Ruin, Nurse still not electing to kick it. Kind of an interesting decision there. We do see another gen popping off too. These gens are really flying.
My goodness. I mean, 3 gens, 1 hook. We Overslept came to play. Like, they are putting on some good pressure right now. And then 2 different gens with pressure on it. Solid. Very solid showing so far.
Yeah, definitely. And we see a sprint burst here, but of course, Nurse doesn't really care about sprint burst, does she?
Ooh, unfortunate. No, she does not. But unfortunate to get caught in that little nook right there.
For sure. And I think, oh, lucky the wall saved our life here for G-Bot. G-Bot going ahead and going to extend chase, and we've already seen G-Bot have quite a good chase so far. I think definitely Hardship here is looking to try to down him and maybe try to eliminate somebody now. But these survivors might get a 3 out even if you try to concentrate, but we do see the body block starting to come in.
I appreciate the body block, but against a Nurse, body blocks sometimes are dangerous. So what you don't necessarily always get that, but it looked like it worked out nicely, but still got the down.
Yeah, and I think with the down coming so shortly after the body block, it actually gave up a good amount of pressure. Because now where G-Bot actually had the med kit and is able to heal himself, Luma has to find somebody else.
Well, it's really interesting because I don't think G-Bot ever reset having that med kit.
He did for sure. The reset came shortly after I called it originally, but now we see Luma over here injured, and Luma would not have been injured if the body block wasn't taken. And I guess that's where the little bit of lost pressure. What a dead hard though by Luma.
Clutch, very clutch. I'm wondering if Luma needs to get out of this chase where she's at, or where they're at, because I'm seeing you're in the gen area. This is not where you want to be. You do not want to take chase in these gens right now.
Yeah, and I think that you might even get hooked in the basement at this point, or not. We have our Nurse electing not to do that.
And that save coming in I felt a little late as well. As that chase went complete opposite side of the map, you could have had time to unhook and reset.
Yeah, we will see Nurse instead. Go ahead, kick this Shack Gen. I will note, though, that's not Pop Goes the Weasel, so it is only regressing at normal rate, and we do have G-Bot resetting. So, for sure...
Did you hear that? Nurse blinked right past G-Bot.
Really?
Right. Yes, you heard his moan as he was healing.
Oh man, I missed it. I actually missed it. But that's crazy. We do have exit gates powered at this point, and I don't know if you see what I see. That's a haste effect.
Oh my goodness, Nurse is going to be moving as fast as Survivor now.
Wow, that's interesting. But
Lightning.
important thing being, this is no add value right here.
Yeah, what they need to do is get those doors open as fast as possible.
For sure. And we do see Deliverance.
Oof. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, is this Deliverance? You know what typically is paired with Deliverance?
Indeed. And interestingly enough, I think we're probably going to see a 1K here with... Oh, never mind. We do see Ty goes ahead and stands up, but I don't know that you get away from this Nurse. Oh, what a play. Oh, what a play.
Oh,
Can you do it?
Wow. Wow, that's clutch. That looked like an unbreakable into a life play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was. This is nuts. What a play right here. And oh, doubling back. And Nurse has no line of sight. This is perfect. Exactly what you want. Where is the hatch?
I know, you gotta hope they can run for that hatch. Unfortunate.
Oh
One thing
my
is you're running
God.
further away.
Look at how much they're making the Nurse miss. They're going ahead and showing off some Survivor skill right here. I think that's... Oh, no, this is danger. You're in the corner.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be against the Nurse. You're running so well right now. This is terrifying. Rough.
Yeah.
Solid run. Solid run. Almost made arguably the play of the series. That's hard to top.
For sure. That was, oh my God, a good amount of excitement going on there. But honestly, if you're We Overslept right now, you feel really good about what you did, right?
Oh, absolutely. What, given up? Is that going to be
Six hook states.
Yeah, that's a solid showing against the Nurse. I mean, and what? So you had 6 hook states, but 3 progressions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a good spot, I think.
Oh yeah, it looks like the score is coming in at 18-11 in We Overslept's favor. So for sure, this is a good early lead for We Overslept. Now can they go ahead and keep the pressure on with their killers?
I mean, to come out ahead of a Nurse, I mean, that's you're feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty confident. Take some pressure off that killer. Oh, this is going to be good.
I definitely, I'm feeling good about how they performed right now.
But hey, you did say We Overslept. Their strength is in their survivors, so their survivors did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
100%. Now, on that flip side, is Wrecking Crew survivor just as good? To combat what's about to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's definitely, it'll be interesting to watch, but for sure, I know the concentration for We Overslept definitely has been on the killers because of just like what we said, like We Overslept knows the survivors have been the strength for We Overslept for a little bit. So naturally, what do you start to concentrate on? You're like, okay, I need to make sure that the killer game is ready, right? So I think as such, we have put quite a bit of concentration on the killer side. We'll see how it goes, though.
No, absolutely. Now, this being, you said this is We Overslept's home map, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, meaning you've practiced a lot on this map.
Oh, yeah.
So, who are we thinking that We Overslept is going to bring as killer? You know your players. Don't want to give away too much, of course.
Yeah, I know who we're bringing, so I'm gonna be pretty vague. Yeah.
Not gonna. Never mind. Don't answer that. I think, based on what we've brought up earlier, where you kind of went, I think a plague is coming.
So I will tell you, we used plague last time and it went swimmingly. So definitely not gonna take it off the table. And also, this is our backup home map. What we really want is Suffocation Pit. That was our preferred home map. But as there's desync issues, we're playing on Fractured Cowshed right now. And honestly, Fractured Cowshed's pretty good for plague, as we saw last week. So I won't say that you're wrong there, but I'm also not going to confirm it.
I mean, if you're gonna max out a killer this early, right? Why not max out somebody like Plague? If you had success against a solid team last week, why not do it again? And eliminate them from your rotation. You didn't really blow a top tier killer yet. I mean, that almost to me seems like a smart decision, especially if Suffo Pit is going to be coming back around.
Right, and I'm hoping so. I kind of heard whispers that there might be like a 5 league tourney coming up, like purely on Macmillan. I don't know if I'm spoiling, like spilling beans that shouldn't be spilled, removing cats from bags, but I kind of heard whispers about this thing, you know?
Was that a pun on a perk? Out of curiosity.
Mmm. Which one? Spilling the beans? Because I do love a good barbecue and chili, but
I was talking about the whispers.
yeah. Well, there were 3 in there. Okay, there were 3.
Either way, well played. Well played.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But after our little joke session there, we overslept. Very strong showing. Absolutely strong showing. And way for that nurse to bring it back. To be honest, like I mean, realistically, that could have been potentially yeah, it really could have. But that nurse was able to secure 6, hook states, which we were talking so much about the survivors. The killer brought it back when they needed to, so definitely could have been much worse. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the no-ed value was spot on right there. Being able to get 3 hook states out of that, and it would have been crazy if Ty was able to find the hatch there, but good job on the nurse chasing him down. That was
well, the nurse definitely zoned based on how Ty ran.
Yeah.
Definitely zoned him back into that corner, knowing that hatch wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I'm very surprised, to be honest with you, with how well we overslept, got those 2 totems out immediately. I'm shocked they didn't go after Doles just to be safe.
I think they might have been thinking, well, for somebody to bring 2 totems this early, surely they don't have a 3rd totem, right? Surely they have like a Pop Goes the Weasel or something. We know that they have Corrupt, probably Pop Ruin, maybe, but that wasn't it.
We did see the nurse kick a gen, which would have signaled no Pop.
Mm-hmm.
So
that happened very late game though.
True. But I would think before popping that gen, since that run was going very well, I would almost have expected maybe a cleanse of the totems before popping it just to be safe. I've seen a lot of teams use that strat if they do not see, a pop or confirm that 4th perk, right?
Right.
So it caught me off guard because they were all over the totems at the beginning. I really expect them to be all over it at the end there as well.
That makes sense. And for sure, looks like we are joining into our next matchup here. So, gonna be exciting to see. This will be Luma killing for We Overslept. So, gonna be interesting to see how this goes. This is Luma's killer debut on I think killer debut on We Overslept, at least. Luma did play on 4 Dwights 1 Locker. Luma has played for We Overslept in other leagues, but not in Vigos, I don't think so.
Well, no better way to get your experience to get thrown to the wolves and see what happens.
Right? Yeah, for sure. So definitely, let's go ahead and review some of those survivor rules real quick. Make sure that everybody understands how this is going on, because of course those survivors are looking to finish those gens. Chases are nice, but chases don't score points. They only score points if your friends are on the gens. Definitely. If you can get those escapes, those are also valuable as well. And the fewest amount of hook states that you can take, the better, because you'll starve the killer and you could get a bonus point for each survivor that escapes with 2 hook states remaining. So, try to share the hook love. Let everybody get a hook once each instead of letting somebody go all the way to 2nd, if you can.
Well, We Overslept should have gotten a bonus point, did they not? In that last round from 2 survivors, right?
Yes, 2 survivors would have gotten the bonus point. Only 2 people not getting bonus point are G-Min and Ty, since Ty died,
So yeah, I mean, that's what you're hoping for. Like, if one person's gonna take the hooks, you want it to be somebody that's already been hooked, right? So
right.
All right, here it comes. Are we gonna see a plague?
Nope, you're gonna see a demo today.
Dang. But we talked about demo early on. We talked
Yep.
about demo early on.
Oh yeah, I was super excited. Honestly, it's been really fun seeing Luma's demo all week, of course, in practice as well as. Do you know how? Do you know what's allowed on demo within this league?
Off the top of my head, no, but it looks like Erie and below.
Yeah, it's everything.
So
Everything's allowed on demo.
I mean, what I would have ran on demo would have been the what is that? The Lepros Lickin',
Yep.
and if I said that right, and the whistles, what I would have went with because of being able to portal and know where the survivors are. You know what I mean? Because of if they go near a portal, you're able to see them.
Right. And for sure, right now, like you see the Lepros lichen already there, and you saw the travel through the portal, and there it is. We see a survivor right there. Survivor doesn't even know.
Incredible. Such a valuable add-on right now, especially on this map where they can hide forever.
Yeah, and just like we talked about shredding through pallets, this is a perfect way to create a dead zone here. And at 5 gens being in this chase, knowing that you kind of have like lethal pursuer value basically is great. And then it looks like a survivor went ahead and cleansed a portal, but if you're demo, you kind of want them to do that, don't you?
Oh yeah, because it's free slowdown. Now with this map having as many pallets and wanting to shred through all of them, that would make sense that they brought what is that, the liver? Isn't that what that is? The rat liver? And isn't that help with the shred?
With shred. It's less cooldown after a shred, so this is the game plan right here. Let them cleanse those portals if they want to, but like this is playing right into Luma's hand here, getting the shred. Look at that,
incredible. That was incredible. That was a solid shred. I wasn't sure if they were going to get that angle, but with one of his buffs recently, they allowed his shred to hit more area, and incredible, solid timing.
For sure. And I don't know if you noticed, I didn't see Ruin. Did you see Ruin?
I did not, and that gen was pushing along pretty far. It seemed like. So.
But we do see a pop Ghost the Weasel.
Absolutely. As expected, coming in here without pop would be kind of dangerous. But let's see. Oh, I thought I saw a survivor running. Very interesting that we didn't take that chase.
Well, we saw the scratch marks, but looks like we're going to go ahead and count to 13 real quick.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Right.
I mean, but smart. If you can get the survivor out of the game, you need to do it, especially with demo.
Yep, totally makes sense. Gonna see. Oh, I thought that we were gonna see another amazing shred right there.
It was close. You know, the Claudette was like, ugh.
For sure. I mean, a second time.
Oof. This Claudette needs to hold a chase, just a solid one, because gens will start to pop.
Yeah, we did see another gen pop while we're in this chase here for sure. So looks like our demo's gonna go ahead and get some map surveillance real quick. I can also confirm there is thanatophobia going on, so it's kind of smart for this demo to go ahead and try to pressure more of the survivors while you can.
Absolutely. And the ace, very solid fake at that window the first time. Second time, not so lucky, but first one, very solid.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see the door being taken out here, sees over at the tree. But we're going to go ahead and try to push more Thana, more slowdown.
Yeah, and as you saw, as they were transporting, you've got somebody on a gen right here that's, oh, couldn't get there quick enough. That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, and for sure, knowing you don't have Ruin, you're gonna need to get those hooks and get the value you can out of pop.
Absolutely. I mean, the only thing about not running Ruin and running only pop is that you have to get hooked to be able to maintain the map.
for sure. This might be a 1K for 1K situation unless Demo can turn this around late game. But that is something Demo can do, having the portals, right? Being able to pressure more late game.
Well, if you look, we still have 3 portals left from Demo. So I would almost look for this Demo to kind of hold 2 portals to put by each door.
I don't think so. When you see 3 people right next to each other all on the same gen, I think that makes the decision really easy.
Yep. Absolutely. And not opting to chase the survivor that just ran to the left.
You gotta put pop down, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, found our next survivor here, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and pressure this Nia. And if you can hit the Nia, you're gonna apply another stack of Thana.
Absolutely. And there you go. Slowing those, well, kind of a swap as they reset one survivor, but then injured another immediately.
Yeah, but looks like somebody else was over here touching things they shouldn't be touching. Claudette, what you doing?
And Demo's not very happy about it.
I wouldn't be happy either. Like, get off my gens, filthy little fingers.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully Demo could get a quick down here. Man, that flashlight is buying quite a bit of time.
Oh, just not getting the validation there on the hit.
No, that's what happens when you got that good internet.
Right.
But you see them going right back to that main building again.
I think that a lot of survivors think of main building as like the loop area, especially on this map, and they're not really wrong, for sure. With all the vaults and everything, it definitely is possible to get quite a lot of pressure. But for sure, I think with the what?
Oh wow, 99. So that tells me that that survivor's probably running a resilience and 99'd it just in case.
Yeah, that was quite the play, and we do see 2 survivors, of course, right back over here on this gen, now clearing away from it. Think you go ahead and kick it early, maybe even. I mean, they're gonna pressure this out, otherwise when you're trying to be in chase, and that's what we see. We do see the kick.
I mean, it could go either way. You either take that chase, hopefully you get a quick down, able to pop, but now you cannot pop that gen if they don't go back to it.
For sure. Looks like they're on that gen over there now instead. Although somebody's running back.
It looks like that ace is just making sure to what I call nickel and diming the gen. You just keep running back, touch it, touch it, touch it, especially if it's a dry kick, because that gen is not going to regress enough to really make a difference.
Right. And, oh, I think if you took the other door Demo, that would have been better.
Yeah, that's, ooh, okay, with no block, this might help the Demo get a hit here.
Yep. Applying Thana.
And then you see 2 resets. These survivors doing really good at resetting right now to allow those gens to keep pumping if they are on them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, unfortunately for our Demo, the non-committal to certain chases is what's resulting in kind of that pressure being given away.
Absolutely. That gen in main should be popping any moment, so they need to stick on a chase and get it down.
For sure.
Wow, and it was actually the gen that was far off in the distance that pops.
Yeah, knowing the timing, that survivor likely was on there by themselves while the Demo was being annoyed by all of these other survivors. So I think for sure, for We Overslept, you gotta pressure this door maybe a little bit, but I think even more so, you're trying to confirm that kill. Make sure nobody picks Ace up. I'm pretty sure this is a first hook on Ace. So it wouldn't be as good of a performance as Nurse if you can confirm this as a kill, but I mean, still okay. You might still be in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, I mean, with Demo, I would say 5, if you could camp it out, 5 hooks is not a bad one, but I would also expect this group to try to come for a save.
Yeah, I would expect to, and with the Demo, you can try to get the grab, but honestly, this hook is probably the worst because it's easiest to body block.
Yeah, the Demo hooked in a very good spot because you can block one side, but still, a very well-coordinated save can make it happen.
Yeah.
So what do you, I mean, these survivors, I mean, they're in the area. You saw them all run. Are they going to go for it?
I'm really kind of questioning. Like, it looks. I saw all three. There they are.
Yep, they're all right. Yep, there they are. So it looks like they went and opened that other door and then came over to do the save.
For sure. What's gonna happen though? Oh, so we're gonna go ahead and chase our Nia here instead. Try to get another down on Nia. Nia has, of course, cleared off and run towards the other open door, being super smart about their chase, because now they have a body block. They had Lithe, and I think they're out.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I almost feel like the demo should have taken a hit on that Claudette right there because they would have had a better shot at getting this down right here.
Yeah, instead we will see a 4-out, which will result in a lead for Wrecking Crew. And it does look like that will be a 9-point lead for Wrecking Crew. Nope, it went up. A 13-point lead for Wrecking Crew. So for sure, that is that's significant to go from an 8-point lead to a 13-point deficit. Definitely gonna want to see them try to bring it back in this next match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think with that demo didn't play poorly. The survivors just played really, really well on a very good map for them. The idea was there to shred pallets like we talked about. I don't know if I necessarily would have brought the Thana sloppy combo. I definitely would have wanted a Noed in that situation, just because of the fact if the team is solid, you want to be able to put somebody down fast.
For sure, and we will see a killer switch for We Overslept here. I think we are gonna see G-Men. Yep, we will see G-Men be our killer for this one. So let's see how this goes for sure.
So again, I'm sure you already know who's being brought. I mean, right now you need to put pressure, right? You saw what Wrecking Crew just did to a mid-tier killer at best, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what, you've got to bring pressure. You have to.
And I've got to think about who's being brought here again. Hold on a minute. I think I know who's being brought.
As that boomer brain engages.
Indeed, I've been I've been doing a lot of stuff lately, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I got it. But for sure, should be interesting to see who who they bring. I actually can't find my notes on who's being brought here, so I have no idea.
I mean, to be fair, it seems like this match is very much going to be the battle of the survivors, right? Which team of survivors is going to make the least amount of mistakes to carry the win home? Because realistically, no matter what killer you bring, they're going to struggle. As we just saw, a nurse was brought and really they had a good showing, but not the showing you would have expected from a nurse, right?
Right.
So it seems like you're going to have a battle of the survivors. So at this point, like what do you, again, get rid of a lower tier killer because your S tiers aren't performing?
I think I think for sure you go ahead and you bring another non-S tier if you're We Overslept here. I think a lot of these teams practice against S tiers, and I think even Nurse, I mean, I know We Overslept, we practice against Nurse a lot. So you end up getting a lot of, like, you saw that last run with Ty, how or even the runs with G-Men, like the Nurse had to do quite a bit of chasing because the survivors are used to playing against it, right? It is the meta. So I think bringing somebody off meta has proved to be more effective in most cases.
Oh, absolutely. But I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't care how much I practice against a nurse, I still suck against a nurse. So it's definitely an art form to be able to run a nurse for longer than 20 seconds. So We Overslept definitely showed that they played very well against it. So I'm assuming Wrecking Crew definitely knows how to play a nurse as well, like on the opposite side.
Yeah, I think if you have a good nurse or scrim against good nurses, which definitely I can say we have scrimmed against some really good nurses for sure. Then it really prepares you for matches versus nurse. So helped us out quite a bit. And I mean, we like we saw the nurse was not bad by any means. So you got to expect that they bring that nurse versus their own team, and you got to expect that pretty good nurse. They're gonna be okay versus nurse.
Yeah, I mean, but even a good nurse on this map struggles just because of the line of sight that is able to be broken, right? Even in the corn, it's so hard to see when blinking through that corn that you almost have to guess for something to happen, right? Like
Hmm.
there really is no clear shot to hit that. And then with all the loops around the outside of that corn, there's so many options to break that line of sight that even some of the best nurses will struggle in some areas. So I definitely don't expect to see a nurse. But I'm thinking we might see maybe something in that lower tier just because like, okay, those survivor teams are very, very strong. They're gonna 3-2 out guaranteed, right?
Hmm.
And unless they severely misplay. So playing a killer that can still apply pressure, still get some good hooks. I would expect to see something on that lower end for sure.
You think a doctor would be a good play here?
Uh, I I personally would not bring a doctor on this map. That's just me, and I love Doctor. I wouldn't bring him here. I would think maybe. I mean, you could almost go Hag. Hag could be good. I don't know if your team has a Hag. Um, I would think maybe a Slinger. I mean, Slinger has taken a big hit, but a good Slinger can still zone
Hmm.
to an extent, and those stationary shots to apply that mangled or not mangled, but that mending effect can be pretty oppressive. So definitely an option.
Yeah, I think you may have jogged my memory on who we're bringing, but yeah, that's that. I think Hag could be a good play. I don't know that we would bring a Hag, but honestly, that is a good play.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Hag has a good ability to transport around that map. If you let them set up that web, it's GG's if you get hooked inside that, right?
Hmm.
Um, as far as a slinger, the only thing that you'll run into is that corn. So you've got to be very confident in your shots as slinger to take those blind shots. Um, shoot, maybe even a huntress, right? I mean, she's slow as can be, but maybe a huntress. It might help, to be able to get over those pallets that are getting thrown consistently.
I think my huntress agrees with you. I mean, she turned in response to you saying maybe even a huntress here, so I think she agrees for sure.
A face only a mother would love.
Yeah, for sure. The Crypt TV skins were pretty good though, so I had to pick up
They
all of
are.
them.
Oh yeah, the hag one is so
Oh,
good,
the
and I hate
birch.
hag on every level, but I love that skin.
Mm-hmm. I like the look see from the Doctor too. Just really nice.
Yes, I will say one thing that Behavior has done very well is their cosmetics. I feel like their cosmetic team, the design team on that regard, is very, very solid.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's there's not as many bugs with cosmetics as there are in the rest of the game for sure.
One thing I just wish they would get rid of are the locked cosmetics. Get rid of that. Please. Let me have creatures that should not be seen, like an Onitar head with a normal body. That's all I
Oh my
want.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Uh
I want
that
to imagine. It's
just
Dead by
Oni
Daylight. It's
just
supposed to be a horror.
Minotaur lower half on Oni. But then have like some other head or something. I love it.
Exactly.
I
You know
love
what I'm
it.
saying? Like, let me crisscross and make these abominations. It's the whole point of the game. So
That's so good. I mean, like, I know about several survivors or several killers that will use what do they call it? It's not Santa. It's Rooster Santa Clown. Like
Oh,
where they go
the
ahead and
Easter
put.
clown.
Is that Easter Clown? Where they
It
put
was
like
it was
the
released around Easter. It was the chicken clown. Yeah.
yeah. So they mixed the chicken head with the Santa body on a clown, and it's so good.
So I run the Halloween clown, the giant jack-o'-lantern that was
Yeah.
in the rift with the Santa Claus head. So
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Oh man, but guys, we will be going into trial number 3 with G-Men here, so let's go ahead and review some of our build rules for sure. For sure, guys, we will only see yellow items and add-ons and below. Definitely, there are banned perks such as Prove Thyself, such as Built to Last, any of those boons, Lethal Pursuer. Although I gotta say that demo add-on is basically like a Lethal Pursuer every time you go through a portal, so kind of powerful to have there if you're bringing demo. But killer uses are limited to twice a season, so you can only use that add-on twice a season for sure. Survivor uses are also limited to 1 character per team. Sorry, 4 Dwights, 1 locker. You can't go ahead and have 4 Dwights in 1 locker. I don't know how you'd get 4 Dwights in 1 locker anyway, but that's on you to figure out. Exclamation point rules in the chat for more info if you would like.
seems to be like we have a little bit of a longer waiting time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the game has been loading super fast for us today, but this one right here, gonna take its time.
There we go. And who do we got? A twins. Okay.
Definitely. And so we'll see how Gbot utilizes twins here, but should be interesting.
That is an awful corrupt for any killer.
Yeah, it is. It was kind of an unfortunate spawn, but we do go ahead and see a chase really early here.
I'm shocked that they didn't chase on an M1 first and then bring out Victor.
I think they saw the vault was going to happen, and they'd rather just, like, if they're going to hold on to Victor, go ahead and take 1 person out of play so that you don't have 3 people all pressuring gens, you know?
Yeah, and in my opinion, kind of a questionable play there by Steve to be that close to Charlotte after Victor lands a pounce.
I think he was on the totem.
Yeah, but even then, I don't know. I mean, unless he was like 99 on that, you would think he would get out of there.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It looks like a recall on Victor there. Oh, I mean, trying to play this palette a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, smart though. This Claudette needs to make a perfect play, otherwise this is ooh, unfortunate.
Nice mind game by Victor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about to say, nice mind game. That was great.
Just enough time though for that totem to get cleansed, which I can confirm at this point was the ruin. So slowdown's gone. Unfortunate ruin spawn, honestly. Those survivors knew where it was pretty much immediately.
Well, it seemed like you had 2 survivors spawn almost right next to it. I mean, that's one thing about this map is that the ruin spawn, or not ruin, but the totems can spawn in the corn, which is where you would prefer it. But every so often, you just get very unlucky.
Yeah, for sure. And we do see Charlotte pressuring instead of maybe only using Victor as surveillance at this point.
Well, I think with where Victor is at, Victor is able to give information on the hook. Whereas if you move Victor, you're not going to be able to leave him there.
Right.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but that gen did not get kicked with pop.
I did notice that. So that slowdown is not as heavy, and we do see the survivor getting right back on it and finishing it right in Charlotte's face a little bit.
Yeah, and very, very gutsy play. I would expect to see an unhook happen. Yep, and as you see, that instinct is there. Ooh, and thought they were on the other side of the wall. Got the unhook. That's unfortunate because that could have been a
progression.
Pound. Yeah, that would have been unfortunate.
Ooh, this survivor is playing this palette quite well. Looks like we are not going to elect to keep chasing.
And again, a solid showing from these survivors, just staying on gens. I mean, you've lost 3 gens, only 1 hook. I mean, insane. And body blocking.
I
Is
w-
that what I thought I saw?
Force penance. It's really common to see on twins nowadays, and we do see it here. That is important to note because I believe that was our survivor that had the. Oh no! Oh no! They're all injured! Oh no!
And here, oh man, that was that timer on Victor. Oh, because if he could have gotten away from that kick, that's a second down right there.
100%. I thought that that was gonna be like a second down, and with everybody injured, and the only person who can actually be healed right now is Claudette. That force penance is coming in clutch.
Where's the vigil? Where's the vigil?
If you brought vigil, a lot of teams aren't bringing vigil. Should have brought it. This is the time to have your regrets.
Oh, and a missed pounce. Great dead hard because it definitely threw off the timing of that pounce.
Yeah, unfortunate, but you do have somebody on hook here. There are still 2 gens left. Unless these survivors start resetting, I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a position where up and there we go. Another potential down. Oh, unfortunate.
Oh,
And the
would have been a
kick.
double kick. You know where both of them are at this point. You have
Yeah.
to, you're not going to get over there before it finishes. The unhook happens. You're just trying to pressure these survivors to make sure they can't heal up.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 right here. I would chase the Nia. That just went off to that left. I don't know if you saw that.
Definitely did. We do see the kick
Yep.
coming in here. Oh, there are
because
2
that-
filler pallets.
Yeah, that Nia was in a space where she was not safe, and this Claudette's playing these pallets very, very well.
Oh man, make her go wide though. Look at the body
There you
block
go.
with the Charlotte. That is a very
Nice.
smart play by the Twins player here from G-Min. And
Yeah,
gonna
and
go
then
ahead and pursue.
That's what I would do. I mean, at this point, you've got nobody else over on that side. You hear that gen.
Yo,
Oh.
he was 99'd again.
Yep.
Oh my lord. The
That-
plays.
Yeah, I mean, smart play if you run resilience. That's what you gotta do.
Oh, and
And
this is
that
right by a
gen-
door.
Finishes. Only thing going for Charlotte right now is you have everybody still hurt.
Still have to wait a good amount of time though before you have your Victor back to be able to pressure more.
Victor's back now if they recall. So
And there's the
There
recall.
you go. So I mean, I would almost pull out Victor, go to that one door, and sure enough, there it is. Because now you know there's at least 2 over here. The third person's probably rotating around to the other door to get the unhook and to get that door.
Yeah, for sure. They didn't go back to the door. Oh no, Claudette had adrenaline getting the heal off of there.
Oh, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I mean, Survivor Team is playing it just like they should right now. So you're seeing them pull pressure back and forth. Oh, okay. So I'm confused. Maybe that was a dance of like, okay, you got me.
I think Ace was hoping that they would just miss. It's just not how that was going though. I almost feel like you should pressure the other door with Charlotte because you have the well, no, not with as close as that door is actually.
Almost opening the door right there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's unfortunate. But the good thing is you have Victor right next to this hook. So you're going to know somebody else is over here.
They're probably going to try to kick Victor beforehand, though. So looks like we'll probably get the 1K 5 hooks here. So that's definitely going to mean it is up to these survivors to do better and really pull this back for We Overslept.
Yeah, I mean, the Twins was in a position to really make it happen. But as any type, and I consider Twins somewhat of a projectile killer, if you do not hit with your projectile, you do not win. And you saw some costly misses there that really changed the tide for the survivors.
For sure. And I will note that this is going to need a perfect game for the survivors in order for them to come out of this with a win. We're looking at 55 to 37, I believe. And so, or 34. So a perfect survivor game is 26, right? So 26 would put them at 60.
So what you were saying is 0 hooks, 5 gens, 4 out.
Well, that technically means they could give up 4 hooks, but let's go ahead and add up. There's 2 points per hook there. So 4 hooks would put them at what? That's 8 points for Wrecking Crew. They can't do that. The most they can give up is 5. So really this is, you have to give up 2 hooks or less, and you have to get everybody out. That is a tall order.
I mean, the way these survivors have been playing, who knows? I've seen crazier things happen.
I mean, the thing was, last time they gave away 3 hook states and then somebody at the end got caught on a no-it. So for sure, it's not completely out of the question, but this will be on the survivors to try to pull this all the way back.
And that's what it came down to. Like we said, what survivor team is going to make more mistakes? And so far, Wrecking Crew has made very, very little.
For sure. It's been really fun to watch, and just really exciting on the survivor side to see such good plays on both sides. Definitely for me, I'm feeling for our killers a little bit. I know they were feeling a little bit more confident going into their matches than how it ended up for each of them, but for sure, still, like, as your team is trying to develop and everything, like, it's gonna happen, and I feel like you learn more from the mistakes than you do from victories. So
and really, for that Twins, I think the only thing different would have been to hit those pounces, be a little bit more patient. Don't go for those long range as much. You were able to get 2 long range hits, one for a down, one for a quick 1% heal, and then land on them. But I think that a little bit more patience with Twins, which as any type of killer that is a projectile like a Huntress, where you have to be patient. That's kind of what we saw, is that we just got a little overzealous in the pounce.
Just antsy.
Yeah. And it's hard not to. Like, you see them right there in front of you. You're like, go for it. And then, well, it doesn't happen. So, but either way, survivors just played really, really well, really smart. And kudos to them. I don't know if you noticed, but like, instead of putting themselves in a position to go get the unhook, they prioritized that gen getting done and 3-manning that. So
Yeah, and I mean, really smart decision to go ahead and do so. Especially, I was getting worried, honestly, when all of them were injured there. It really could have easily been 2K or 3K territory of, like, having 3-man slug, or even a 4-man slug with all of them being injured and the forced penance play coming in.
I honestly thought that when they were all injured and not resetting, that's what was going to happen, because we've all seen it happen where Twins is getting rocked all game, and all it takes is for everybody to be hurt once, and then the game shifts and it's over. I've been a victim of that before. So, like, they played it very well, with very little margin for error.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it gets played here, but definitely we're seeing it's a little bit different lineup than earlier.
A little bit. It looks like we have we're missing, who was it? It looks like Chaos came in for
Shep.
Yep, that's what it was. Okay. Chaos in for Shep. I don't know the team very well, so that's you to call out. But as far as these survivors, I thought they played well that last round. So hopefully this means that, we're only giving up 2 hooks for their sake, right?
For sure. And I can actually say G-Bot is G-Men known elsewhere. And definitely he's our survivor captain, and the lineup is definitely up to him on here. So if he's seeing something and goes, I think I've got a better fit putting this person in for this matchup, seeing something from the killer, then for sure Like
Yeah,
he's making that call, and I side with that.
absolutely. And you know, now that you're Wrecking Crew, I don't really know what their killers have or what they're gonna bring. I don't know how confident they are in their killers, right? You said they were a bunch of friends that all played together. So, you know, what type of killers do you have coming through? Um, what do you think they try to bring another S to try to lock this out? What do you think?
You know, I don't know if you can see that pregame chat, but definitely you're seeing like G-Men over here saying, "Hey, have fun on this map," and then the killer saying, this map awful." So for sure, like kind of both throwing fun at the fact that for killers, this map is just not fun.
Oh,
Um,
as a killer main, this is my least favorite map. I would rather go to Haddonfield than this map.
oh my gosh, that's saying something.
Well, think
I've
about it. Think about it. Haddonfield, you get somebody in basement, it's game over.
it
Because
definitely, yeah.
there's always a gen that spawns in that house. There's usually a gen that spawns in the next house over, and there's usually one right there on the street. You get somebody in the basement, that's a 3 gen.
Yep. You don't have to leave. That's it. Uh,
So whereas this map, there really and very rarely is I think a setup for a 3 gen, and if there is, it's very spread out. So it's kind of like you need like a blight, right, to be able to traverse that
this
distance
is a
between
bad
what
blight
could be.
map. This is a
It's
really
awful.
bad blight map.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's that bad that even like your top killers struggle.
For sure. It's definitely it's interesting. We're seeing Hanjum go ahead and say in the chat as well, like, hey, you guys did amazing as killer as well. So for sure, seeing like good sportsmanship. Always want to call that out because especially in DBD comp, that's what you want to see, right?
Yeah, I mean it's very easy to see toxicity and BM in the comp, but to see people both like, hey, you played great, this map sucks, and both sides being like, true, like bruh, absolutely. So, um, solid either way. I mean, I get like in game want to talk a little trash, but you know, at the end of the game or before the game, you know, GG's all around, right?
Yeah, for sure. And we're definitely seeing that and getting into the final trial here. So this definitely will be the deciding factor. Tall order for We Overslept to try to win this, but it's not out of reach yet. This is
No,
like where you need that Hail Mary, right?
absolutely. You know, if I'm Wrecking Crew, I'm trying to just close it out. Get 3
For
hooks,
sure.
boom, done.
Also trying not to have any penalties, right? And going off of that, I think I'll review some penalty rules. So for sure, guys, we don't want to see anybody forget their offerings for sure, but that time we didn't. Everybody brought the correct offerings. We don't want to see any of those banned perks we reviewed earlier, of course, either, because that would also be a penalty. Definitely not 2 of the same survivors. I'm looking at you, Ford White's One Locker. And definitely let's make sure that we don't harass any refs either. That would be pretty horrible for you. -10 points. That would potentially make it so We Overslept had a better chance though if Wrecking Crew were to do it. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Don't do it though. Don't use an exhausted killer either. Not really an issue at this point in the season, but as we go on further, it will be.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a few things you have to pay attention to before loading into a match. But I think that we're good on the map, just based on the interchange between them. I'm sure the map was set.
That would be really awkward if the map didn't get set after that, right?
Oh, absolutely. And here we have a Wraith and a very, very, I would say for a Wraith, this is a pretty solid corrupt, much better than the one that was given to the twins.
Yeah, and we're getting in a pretty early chase here too. Ooh, taking the hit as well is Ty here. Not able to get around that. Looks like he got caught on the hay bale a little bit.
Yeah, what add-on is that? The purple one. Is that Windstorm that I'm seeing?
That's Windstorm, so it's double Windstorm speed. So that wind cloaked super speed for that Wraith. We see him zooming right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I prefer running a little bit of an uncloak with Windstorm, if anything. But double Windstorm is definitely going to help traverse that map fast.
Swing and a miss,
whiff.
though.
That's costly.
We do see the early throw of a pallet there a little bit. Probably thought they had the stun, but going ahead throwing there. Oh, we're finding another survivor on here, and of course we do see Ruin.
Looks like Wraith got lost in the sauce there for a second and is right back on the chase.
Yeah, I think that might have been a spectator bug. I've seen that happen a few times where it looks like Killer just is going towards back wall and then it snaps him back like, oh, just kidding. That's not actually what the Killer was doing.
And this is not the chase I think you want to be in, like where you're at, because that pallet being gone already.
But you still have a pallet right here and you get the stun. Wraith kind of playing around there a little bit, but you are happy to get the stun there. Wraith, I think, is trying to create a dead zone there, though. I think that's why Wraith controlled the chase to that direction.
Absolutely. And coming back before that gen gets close to popping, I mean, smart play. Oh, I mean, all I'm seeing is just pallets getting thrown and no gens getting popped.
Yeah, this is going to lead to late game being very difficult for these survivors.
I mean, comp strat is to make sure to pre-throw, but right now, you should only pre-throw if you're getting gens done, and I'm not seeing any gens go.
They are making sure to get some stun value out of it, but, you know, it's like you said, it's really interesting. We're not seeing any of those gens get done. We do see the totem fall, and we see G-Bot kind of swing it at, like, telling him, hey, come here, stay with me, dude, don't leave. I want to run with you.
The good thing is with that ruin being gone, now they can get pushed off gens and it's not a problem.
For sure, and we will see another stun here, but I think that's like the last pallet on the map. I can't think of many other places pallets are left.
Well, this entire, 1 through 6 side of the map is pretty much palletless now.
That's really crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, and a good repressed play, honestly. I feel like you probably should have left a little sooner, but solid play. There we go. Finally a gen popping.
I think you'll start to see him fly off now. I have a feeling that they were looking for the ruin while Corrupt was still up, rather than pressuring those gens as hard as you think. Look at the body block.
That was slick. That was real slick. I like that.
Wow.
Just came in out of nowhere. Just stood there.
Just like, hey, buddy, how you doing?
And another gen pops. Okay, now you're starting to see this pressure come in on the Wraith.
Oh, yeah.
This Wraith is kind of in a bad spot where they need to make sure that they get a down fast.
For sure, and electing to take chase over here to Chaos. Chaos is going to go ahead and take a hit for his actions, but he's the one with the med kit.
And taking chase in an area where I think pallets
are gone, or pallets are up. Oh my goodness, I didn't know a pallet would. Look at the gens! 2 gens popping. Oh my god, look at this. No hooks for this Wraith right now. You really can't have somebody die. Everyone needs to stay up. You gotta see resets. We see Ty getting 100%. Reset. Oh man. Body block coming.
Oh, great mind game.
Oh my god.
These survivors are playing very efficient right now. After a questionable gen spins early, they have flown in the mid game.
For real, this is exactly what you want to see if you're rooting for the survivors here. And the body blocks though. Rotating perfectly.
Incredible. That's solid. They need to. Oh, but now he's running to a dead zone. So this is where I think Wraith will make a play now.
I think for sure you're right. We'll see probably at least one play here. Oh man, we do see somebody else coming in for a body block too. So we know there's at least one other survivor over here ready to try to help Dwight survive. And the whole while you gotta be thinking that G-Bot is on a gen somewhere.
You would think so. I mean, these survive. Ooh, oh no, caught out. Unfortunate. They played that so perfect and then just getting caught out in the wrong place at the wrong time.
For sure, and I think if you're Chaos, you got to get out of there, dude. You're way too close to where this hook is going to occur, and I'm pretty sure Wrecking Crew knows they only needed 1 kill to seal this.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know that there's that last gen.
And do you see that haste status effect? Because I do.
I mean, he's already fast, but yes, yes. Ooh, great dead hard. Incredible.
Yeah, being reset doesn't matter here anymore, though. So,
Nope.
yikes! There it is.
And that's not what you want to see there. I mean, going down right next to that hook, Wraith has got super speed. This could turn real quick.
It could, but we see the unhook happening right here.
It's okay. In a flash, Wraith is back.
Oh man! Oh man!
Okay.
Gotta be.
I mean, we need to get on a door. That's what I'm saying. Like, we overslept needs to be on a door.
I think knowing that you have to get everybody out, somebody's got to be looking for that totem wherever it is.
Oh, 100%. And
I think we're about to find it.
Yep, 100%. Ooh, and Wraith misplays and falls off there.
Other side.
You know these survivors are panicking.
You know,
There's a lot of pressure when Noed's up.
there is a lot of pressure, but if Chaos saw it and called it out properly, I think that they will probably take it out here soon. Chaos, yes, will get hooked, but remember, magic number is 3 hooks. 3 hooks, and this goes to sudden death. Any less than 3 hooks, or 3 hooks, and that's a win. Any less than 3 hooks, and We Overslept still has a chance.
So Noed is gone. If they can get a reset and get this unhook and be on a door, they can pull off a 4-man escape. Like, this is going to come down to the wire.
And we see a crow over here as if somebody's about to unhook. Did you see the crow fly up?
I think that might have been a crow resetting, but I did see it.
Okay, yeah, it looks like they might have flown up to me, but I could be wrong. We see a double heal over here, so for sure this is, it's actually going on over here. Oh, not uncloaking? Thought they uncloaked? Get burned? Not getting burned.
Oh, if that burn would have happened, that would have been, I mean, insane play. I want to know where the doors are at.
Burned!
Oh my gosh,
Goodness.
incredible.
The
Door
firecracker
open.
burned.
Door open.
Door open. They can't have a hook happen. Not a single hook. What? Swing and a miss on the Wraith here.
What are we witnessing right now?
I have no
Okay.
idea. That door is not the open door, but somebody's on it.
Yeah, this coming down to the final part. You still got a pallet up on Shaq that could buy enough time if they need to. I'm literally on the edge of my seat. Like, is this really about to happen?
Same, dude. I have no idea what's going on. You hear that gate opening right now. What
this
is
survivor
going
still
on
here?
here? They are. They're on the other side of that wall. They're just watching. They're watching him.
Hashtag long wall. Hashtag long wall.
The survivors reset on the other side, preparing for a body block. You have the pallet right here. Oh my god. He's planning on waiting the endgame collapse.
Yeah, I mean, the survivors need a 3-man reset and get over there and do a train of body block.
Look, there's already one reset. He's gonna try. He could have chased out right there.
Oh my goodness, what are we watching? I don't even know. I'm speechless.
For real, me too. Oh my gosh, if he can get in there, like, go ahead and vault in and just provide the body block they need. There's not enough time otherwise. Oh, nice. Nice.
Let's see what happens. We have another person rotating
The
over.
dead hard happened, but it wasn't enough.
Wow.
It wasn't enough.
Wow, incredible.
They're gonna have to go ahead and get out, take the 3 out. You are gonna take the loss, but oh no, what are you doing? What are you doing here, bud? Bud, what are you
Buying
doing?
time.
The other survivors over there, bud.
I don't know what they were doing.
Me neither. I thought it was possible they were buying time, but I don't know about that. Wait a minute. Is this strategic? Hold on. Wait a second here. If they're not careful, that's a deliverance.
They don't make it though.
Oh,
They don't make it though.
wasted too much time. They wasted too much time. Oh my goodness.
Wow, and Hatch was right there too.
Oh my gosh. It could not have come closer to the wire. Oh.
incredible last game. That was insane.
Oh my god, dude, that was the most exciting last match you could have had right there. That's crazy.
Can you imagine the comms? Can you imagine the comms in that right there?
Dude, I can't. Honestly, I can't. Like, it was a 8-point game at the end there, but honestly, that last down is what sealed it. That could have been like quite the opposite. We Overslept could have come away with the win there. And really having the deli, I think that was the misplay. If you have deli and you know you have deli, it's okay to go down. Just don't let yourself get chased out.
Yeah,
Go
I mean, I
down
think
way
that
earlier.
if they would have, I guess we did. If you have Delhi in that situation, you take the down sooner than what you did there, because that time ran out so badly
Yeah.
that they were not able to make the play they wanted to make there. Because I think if they would have gotten hooked, it would have allowed for a reset.
Dude,
Wow,
look,
they could've-
Deli DS. Deli
Yeah.
DS.
Yep.
Deli DS dead hard.
That definitely, I mean, and you know your build, so I'm assuming, like, oh, and it's right there in front of my face. I'm a dummy. Literally, that would have been the play. Take that down soon, get the unhooked, Deli DS. That's a 4 out right there.
Oh my goodness. Definitely as a coach, I'm feeling it right now. I'm like, no, the play was there. Oh,
It was
we
there.
had it.
I mean, I think they were trying to do it without giving up an extra hook, but I mean, wow, that was a
no,
solid
that actually
showing.
makes sense because they couldn't give away a hook. It was at 61 points because of the third hook. So actually, that would have closed it out. That would have been it. They knew they couldn't give up the hook. No, that makes sense.
Even with the bonus points of nobody, like
Yep.
somebody not getting hooked.
Yep.
Wow. Incredible. Either way, that match had everybody like, okay, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Incredible.
Oh, that was nuts. Oof. If only it was so close there. But yeah, no, that was amazing. And I think we're gonna have somebody coming in from Wrecking Crew to go ahead and speak on how how they were feeling about it in the interrogation room here. Oh my god, dude, my heart's still pounding there. I was on the edge of my seat.
That yeah, nearly almost played perfect.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see a more intense match, because you know that hook means the game over. But if you get out, you just, I mean, you literally just created an incredible comeback.
Yeah, like that would be comeback of the season. Like, I don't know if that's toppable. You know what I mean? Like, have to get a 4 out with less than 2 hooks, and you just go ahead and do it.
And you do it.
Oh my god.
And I mean, and I think Hanjum played that with the expectation they were going to get it down with no ed. Just based on how that went, knowing that you only have to get 3 hooks, all you got to do is get 1 down with no ed and camp it out, and it's GG's. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, definitely great plays from both sides. Crazy match. Oof.
Absolutely. So who do we have coming in from Wrecking Crew?
I haven't seen yet. I'm still waiting on that, actually.
Well, I definitely want to hear what the teams have to say about that game and see what was going through their heads. Because I could tell you what's going through my head and what was screaming, and I can only imagine how the comms are going if I was in that situation. So I really want to know.
Dude, yeah, I can only imagine. Like, I definitely can't wait. As soon as this broadcast is over, I'm gonna have to hop into VC with the team and be like, holy shit, like what even was that match, you guys? Like, wow.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, solid. I'm curious if Wrecking Crew's plan was to just get a hook or 2 during the game, but you know what, being chased with somebody when that last gen pops and secure that final down. You know what I mean?
I think that for sure that was the plan. I mean, the way that they kept just flipping off and taking out pallets, that is for sure preparing for endgame. And especially as you're doing that and going, I've got no ed in my back pocket. Yeah, I don't care. Do them gens.
I mean, I don't think there was a single palette that was not used that match.
Yeah.
Cow tree. That's it.
Nobody used Country. Wow. Yeah.
Otherwise, the entire outskirts was no palette. Which, with that being said, I'm shocked that you didn't see the faster kick add-on with the Wraith, because then you would have just been able to fly through pallets left and right, like no problem at all.
You're talking Shadow Dance, yeah.
Yeah, I can never remember what the names of them are. I'm just like, the one where you kick faster.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Windstorm Shadow Dance is it's a good perk add-on combo. I actually I think the most common that you see is Shadow Dance Serpent, because you'll see like the kick into an uncloak. But
it's definitely a very good combo for sure.
Yeah.
It's just you gotta know how to use it, because if you're not used to using that combo, you'll come out of cloak and be like, wait, why am I not cloaked? Or I wasn't able to get onto somebody quick enough because I didn't cloak. You know, or you'll forget and you'll break a pallet while not being cloaked. Yeah, you have to be used to using that.
Yep, and for sure, I think I like the Windstorm Shadow Dance, because being able to go ahead and run faster while cloaked, get more of that mobility that you're looking for from Wraith, but still have the ability to kind of damage things faster. It's almost like having fire up right in your kit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we said, just needed 3 hooks. So you can kind of play at half speed, get a hook or 2, like we said, and then make the entire map a dead zone and GG easy at the end of the game. You know what I mean? But we overslept, coming in and almost pulling that off.
Yeah, that's honestly super nuts. Like that was so crazy. Like early game, seeing as many pallets get thrown as I saw, honestly, I was very worried for late game.
Because no gems were popping.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but I wasn't as worried about that, because I kind of know how my team plays, right? So for sure, if they're looking for the totem, the gens may be not moving quite yet, right? But as soon as that totem was gone, I was like, all right, they have nothing else to pay attention to except the gens. Gens are going to start flying now. And what did we see?
Yeah, you saw 4 gens go in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, literally to a T.
Yeah, like there was no time somebody wasn't doing skill checks. This was skill check simulator. So for sure they did very well there. I just dang, getting zoned to that to the shack like that was honestly the only thing that screwed them up, because they knew they couldn't give a hook. And they weren't able to get the 3-man reset.
They just could not get in front of the Kate there at the end to get the Kate out, if that makes sense. Like all 3 of them were trying to heal, but they couldn't get around to where Kate could get through, and they could all take the hits. That was Wraith played that in a way where, you know what, fine, I'll just hit you. Endgame collapse. I'll just hit you.
Yeah, and I feel like with Dead Hard there, the Dead Hard actually came a little bit early. If you saw, like they tried to Dead Hard past their own survivors in order to try to get that distance for the body block. But I think if you hold that and Wraith does get by, then you Dead Hard, then your other survivors are able to catch up and really close in for the body block.
Because I think that Dead Hard was maybe half a second too soon. If it was a little later, that Wraith swings, misses, and they're out.
Yep. And so that's just insane that it's even that close.
Yeah, I mean, solid showing for both sides. Hanjum doing exactly what needed to be done, and we overslept doing almost 99% of what exactly needed to be done. So it seems like we're still waiting on.
We are indeed. Looks like they're trying to get them added into the interrogation room right now. So I was just filling time talking to you, buddy.
Hey, I get it. It's been fun. It's been a blast. I'm glad to have come back and been able to shoutcast that game. Oh, I didn't know. There were so many emotions going through my head around that shack. I'm like, do something.
I don't know what, but do something. Yeah, for sure. I totally feel it. Like I was trying to figure out like, oh God, what really can you do? The play in this case is you want to get the 3-man body block, but how do you do that and then not give up one of the body blockers with that distance from the door? It was gonna be tough in any
I
case.
almost feel like with how the Wraith was so focused on that shack, they almost could have pulled it when they were running that long wall. Almost could have went for that other door. Maybe. I don't know if I mean, the Wraith was focused, right? Clearly they knew
That
that
other
they were
door was
there,
open. Yeah.
but I almost feel like you might have been able to pull a fast one and get them over there to that other door potentially. That's neither here nor there, in hindsight being 2020, of course, right? But who knows? It would have been interesting to see that try to happen though.
You know what I wish they would add to this game? Instant replay.
Oh yeah.
If you could go ahead and just say, record that match and instant replay from every angle, oh my lord, that would be crazy. Because that match right there, I'd totally be looking at several different things.
Absolutely. I mean, we've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. An incredible match, well played by both sides on that final game. Just instant classic for this season.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I don't think that we will see We Overslept and Wrecking Crew back at it again this season, but might be something to watch in future seasons. Maybe a start of a little rivalry for sure.
Well, hey, Wrecking Crew coming in, being a new team, as you said, and putting up a great showing. Really great showing.
They're 2-0.
People are definitely going to be paying attention and bringing their A game.
Mm-hmm. For sure. This was and unfortunately for We Overslept, this is kind of the second heartbreaker loss a little bit of like you're in the lead and then something happens to take away the lead, but you still have a chance to win and then just unable to get all the way there. But it just shows like how close we are as a team, like almost doing it with the number one overall like preseason team, and then again with Wrecking Crew, a very good team as well. But it looks like we have Prince Louis in here. So Prince Louis, welcome to the interrogation room.
Thank you. You can just call me Louis.
Louis, I got you.
Yeah,
but I mean, like
you're
so princely. I gotta put the prince in there.
appreciate it.
Awesome. Tell me how you guys were feeling like during those matches. Were you feeling the adrenaline like us?
Oh yeah, of course. Definitely the first match, watching Hardship. He did struggle a little bit, but still 7-point lead, I think it was at the end. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our Survivor team was confident enough to, take that lead in the next couple of matches, and Vaycat and Spawn, they did amazing as well. Hardship and Plizy as well. Everybody just knew what to do in those situations. Just try to get the gens done, try to get at least 4 or 3 people out, and yeah, that's what we were able to do.
Yeah, you guys getting the 4 out seemed to be the difference there, because if you guys had gotten 3 out instead of 4, we're talking a different game.
Yeah, of course. Like at the last match with Han, it was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, it was very terrifying seeing that situation at the end there. But he still got the 1K, and yeah, we kept the lead till the end, and yeah, could just get that win.
And I'm sure Han the whole time was confident, like, I got this, chill.
Yeah, you saw him hitting his bell, just chasing the survivors, hitting his bell. That was hilarious.
Right.
I mean, definitely played like the game plan was in place and that y'all were going to execute that game plan. But from a survivor side, that was an incredible play against that demo, getting that 4 out, coming in for that save. I mean, huge.
Yeah, of course. Like we were not planning to play altruistic, but you know, if we got the chance to do it, yeah, we just do it. Try to get as many people out.
Well, especially when you have, you know where your hook marker is, right? You know how many hooks you can allow to still kind of make that happen, and you were at that threshold, right? So you're like, you know what? We got 3 healthy survivors. Let's go for it. Why not?
Yeah, of
Hmm.
course. That was our game plan after the first match. We're like, okay, next couple matches, like minimum hooks, we could give these two killers at least like 4 or 5 at least. That was what we were trying to do, for those two survivor matches. Yeah.
Well played. I mean, after that match and after this whole series, well played. Very well played.
Yeah, appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And do you have anything you want to say to the fans of Vigo's Court and the fans of Wrecking Crew?
Yeah, of course. Thank you everybody for coming and to watch these matches. I hope you guys had a crazy. I don't know how to describe these couple of matches to be honest, but hopefully you guys enjoyed what you saw. And thank you for all the fans of Wrecking Crew coming in too. Shout out to my friends Ivory and Perla as well for watching me play with my team and all. But yeah, appreciate you guys a lot.
Not too bad for a group of friends that just decide to play comp, right?
Of course, and we don't have any experience in comp at all. Like we were just playing public matches for most of the time, just messing around, doing what the hell we want. But like playing competitive, yeah, it's all new to us. Everything here is new to us.
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell that based on how you're executing right now. So
Oh,
keep it
for
up.
sure.
I'm really curious because I guarantee you haven't seen your potential yet. So being this new to it, I'm sure you're only going to get better.
Appreciate it.
Definitely. And so we do see Wrecking Crew convicted of murder today. And that is the end of our week 2 for Vigos. So we've seen an interesting week 2. We've seen some teams go ahead, get their second win. Some teams still searching for their first win. But then other teams going ahead and getting it done. So for sure, we do have, actually, I'm just hearing right now, we do have another game that will be made up on Tuesday, as we had a team exit Vigo's Court. Oh, hold on, I'm hearing report. Actually, what we're doing is we're doing games on Tuesday because there's Thanksgiving on Thursday. We don't want you guys to have to come in on Thursday when it's Thanksgiving. You guys should be spending time with your families or something, you know?
We are
So,
professional athletes, okay? We expect.
well, as professional athletes, unlike other leagues out there, such as the NFL, you know, like, we're giving you the day off, okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So stay tuned for Tuesday. Should be some good games coming in for sure.
Yep. All right, guys. That is all from us. Court adjourned.